Good morning. You're watching Breakfast Television. Dr. Dave, thanks for sticking around. I asked you to stick around to talk more about the flu and the cold. First of all, I want to know, how do you know whether it is a flu or a cold? I think this is important stuff. People want to know.
It's really important because people think that the flu is a bad cold. It's not. It's something completely different. And the way you generally know are two things. One is you get this, everything hurts but my eyelashes, like just incredible.
I've had it.
Right? But the other thing is a fever, is a temperature.
Okay.
And I can't tell you how important it is to not stick your lips on your kid's forehead to find out if they have a temperature. It's a great thing to do sort of as a...
Why don't we do that?
Because it doesn't tell you anything. We need to know what an accurate temperature is. So we actually have a couple of thermometers here.
Okay.
The one on this side is that's the gold standard. That's the one most doctors use.
That's the one I use.
That's a thermoscan, and that's
that's a thermoscan.
Yeah, it's a great product.
That's exactly the one I have. The kids do it themselves.
The kids do it themselves, and it's good for all ages. Some people think that it doesn't work well with little kids. It actually works really well with little kids.
Yeah.
The other one that's next to it is brand new, which is way cool. This actually takes the temperature behind the ear.
Oh.
It takes 1 second. You can do this one on a sleeping baby.
Okay.
And when that screen lights up, it lights up red, yellow, and green. Green means go back to sleep. Yellow means maybe check again in a little while. And red means do something.
Okay.
So that's a great product to have at home. And then, if you've got a fever, it completely changes how you approach things.
All right.
So that's important to know.
Very important. Let's talk about humidity. Humidity is very important, especially during the winter months.
Right, because we have this myth. Here's getting back to the myths, right? One of the myths is that Canadian winters are cold. They're not cold. We're sitting here in regular clothes. We're quite comfortable. What they are is dry. And the reason they're dry is because we heat the rooms by taking the water out of the air.
Okay.
Which is really not good for your respiratory tract. So two things happen in dry air. One is you get all this dryness and mucus and all kinds of production up here, and people feel lousy. But the other thing, viruses live longer that way.
Ew.
So we need to try and get, and people will say to me, I say, you need a humidifier. And they say to me, well, you know, I've got a humidifier in the furnace. What the humidifier in the furnace does, it's enough humidity to keep like the static off the carpets, but it's really not enough for respiratory health. 40 to 60% humidity is an important number to remember.
Okay.
This is actually this is a hygrometer. This tells you what the humidity is, and it's important to have that. And I tell people, leave your humidifiers on. Like, just put it on at night. Just leave it on and make sure that the room is humid
every
enough.
night.
Every night.
Cold air, warm air.
On some level, it doesn't matter. The warm air ones have some antibacterial benefit. The cold air ones also, they have these ultrasonic filters, so you don't get a lot of bacteria in the air.
Cold air is the way to go, but I like the warm air.
It depends. Everybody's a little more comfortable. This one on the right here, if you've got little kids, it comes in blue also. It actually has a light that projects onto the ceiling, gives you that whole Lucky Charms, stars and moons, and so it's very cool. So it actually acts as a night light. But the thing to remember is, this is good to keep you healthy. If you're unwell, you want to switch to a vaporizer, because a vaporizer actually increases, and that's that sort of warm that people like.
Where you can put the little,
and you can put
this one's Vicks, you can put the Vicks.
You can put little Vicks things in there, and it puts the smell through the room.
Yes.
And this one is actually a smart one.
But can you just use it as a humidifier too?
It's probably a little too much for just this one you should probably reserve for when you're sick.
Okay.
Okay?
All
and
right.
the nice thing about it is that even though it gets quite hot on the inside, it's sort of encased, so you don't have to worry about your kids getting scalded, because it keeps the outside cool.
Right. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Dave. I also think a humidifier might keep your skin nice,
It
too,
absolutely helps.
Beautiful
and
healthy.
Well, you clearly have lots of humidity in your life.
You, Dr. Dave. We should have him on tomorrow, too.
Every day.
We're taking a break. We'll see you when we come back.